पंढरी रंग विठला जय पांडुरंग विठला पंढरी रंग विठला जय पांडुरंग विठला कस्तूरी रंग विठला कमनीय रंग विठला कस्तूरी रंग विठला कमनीय रंग विठला पंढरी रंग विठला जय पांडुरंग विठला गोविंद रंग विठला गोपाल रंग विठला गोविंद रंग विठला गोपाल रंग विठला कल्याण रंग विठला करुणांतरंग विठला PARTIसा रंग विठला प्रभु साई रंग विठला PARTIसा रंग विठला प्रभु साई रंग विठला पंढरी रंग विठला जय पांडुरंग विठला पंढरी रंग विठला जय पांडुरंग विठला कस्तूरी रंग विठला कमनीय रंग विठला गोविंद रंग विठला गोपाल रंग विठला कल्याण रंग विठला करुणांतरंग विठला PARTIसा रंग विठला प्रभु साई रंग विठला पंढरी रंग पांडुरंगा incarnation of Vishnu, Vittala of Pandharpur, about which we are going to get deeper in a while. Ranga, which is appearing in every line, means beautiful color or a play. The work of the divine has been likened to play or leela. This Ranga will have to be aligned by us with each description which comes before this expression Ranga. Divine sport leela, or the one who sports the divine leela. Kasturi Ranga. Again, we will get deeper into this. Before that, we just get a glimpse of each of these expressions in short. Kasturi Ranga is the name of Lord Vishnu, who maintains the entire universe. Kamaniya, desirable, lovely, charming, beautiful. Or can we say Kamaniya? That is, a bhakta has the kamana or the desire to attain this beautiful, ever attractive, charming Lord. Govindaranga. Govinda, the all-pervading, omnipresent ruler of the sense organs or indriyas. Govu also means Vedas. Hence, Govinda is the supreme being who can be known through the Vedas. Gopalaranga. Gopala means cowherd. Go means cow and Pala means protector. To the Hindus, the cow is seen as a symbol of the earth. It gives and gives selflessly and asks very little in return. The cow lives gently and gracefully, yet with strength and dignity. Lord is also like this. He gives, and asks nothing but our love in return. Kalyanaranga, God who bestows auspiciousness and welfare. Karunantaranga, ever compassionate, ever loving. Partisha, Prabhu Sai. Who is this Sai? Who is the Lord of Parti, the Lord of Lords? Pandari Ranga, Panduranga, incarnation of Vishnu, incarnated as VITTALA. Is the same who has reincarnated as Sai. Kasturi Ranga, protector of the entire universe. Kamaniya, enchanting beauty. Govinda, Gopala, protecting all of us from external and internal miseries. Kalyana, ever auspicious. Karunanta, ever compassionate. Having described all these, on a lighter note, while talking on a bhajan, Brother Hari, which was that bhajan? Jai Sai Ram. Jai Sai Ram, Jai Sai Ram. He describes Premavatara Sai Raghuram, Ramavatara Sai Raghuram, Krishnavatara Sai Ghanashyam, Shiva Avatara Sai Shivaram, Sarva Avatara Satya Sai Ram. There he says, on a lighter note, he says, Swami cannot frequently travel abroad because if he has to fill the surnames or the alias names, he has to fill the names of all his previous incarnations, and a booklet will not be sufficient. And passport authorities, visa authorities will not accept such a big application form. They will reject it. So, when it comes to Sarva Avatara, he says, Sarva Avatara Sai is verily the reincarnation of all the previous reincarnations put together. Taking the clue from there, what we arrive here is that who is this Partisha and Prabhu Sai? Partisha Prabhu Sai, the Lord of Parti, is the one who is what? Ranga, Panduranga, Kamaniya, Ranga, 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 Karunantaranga. The composer of this song is from Delhi, very known to him. He has perhaps most appropriately kept the Partisha Ranga as the last line, as our Sai brings along with him all the previous descriptions, all the qualities that have been described in the earlier lines, all the other qualities, all belongs to whom? Who is the master with all the above descriptions, starting from Ranga to Karunantaranga. He is the Partisha Ranga. He is Prabhu Sai, Lord of Parti. Kasturi Ranga. There are several meanings to this expression. Kasturi is the incomparable essence of the musk deer, which is an intensely beautiful and alluring fragrance that is both subtle and unique. One can liken this fragrance to the fragrance of the soul that is forever drawing us on in our search for the truth. As Saint wrote, you are searching for what you already have. I have likened your search with the person who is searching for golden butter. But all the while it is there in your hand and it is melting away without you realizing it. In the same way, the musk deer runs wildly trying to find the origin of the magnificent fragrance of the musk, without realizing that the fragrance is coming from within itself. Therefore, we should be aware that the truth lies within us and not outside us. It is a search within, without inhibition, fearlessly driven by insurmountable energy to achieve the truth of its existence. Kasturi also reminds us of bountiful nature. Musk can also describe the divine fragrance found in flowers such as the musk rose and in resins such as musk wood. The Kasturi fragrances are used in worship and prayers, pujas. Ranga we have already dealt. The work of the divine has been likened to play or leela, which indicates that we must become infants or children and wonder at the work of the Leela-dhari Kasturi Ranga, who is the playwright of the drama of life and the architect of existence, our existence. Now about the Pandari Ranga and Panduranga, VITTALA. Lord Vitthal is an incarnation of the Lord Vishnu and is worshipped in the world-famous Pandharpur Rukmani Vittal temple in Maharashtra. The story goes like this. Once a devotee named Pundalik was traveling to Kashi and reached the ashram of Saint Kukut. He asked the saints the way to Kashi. Kukut Rishi said that he did not know the way to Kashi as he has never been there. Pundalik made fun of Kukut Rishi for not knowing the way to Kashi and said that a holy man like him should have already visited Kashi. Kukut Rishi kept quiet and did not bother to answer Pundalik. During the course of the night, Pundalik heard the voice of woman in the ashram. He came out to look what was happening and saw that the women were sprinkling water on the ashram and cleaning it. On inquiry, Pundalik found out that the three women were Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati, and they had come to clean the ashram of Kokut Rishi. Pundalik wondered how a saint like Kokut, who had not even visited Kashi, was such a holy and powerful that the three holy rivers came down to purify his ashram. The three women told Pundalik that piety, spirituality and devotion does not depend on visiting holy places or doing rituals, but in performing one's essential karma. The three women told him that sage Kokut had served and nursed his parents most faithfully and devoted all his life to that one aim of serving his parents. He had thus accumulated punya enough to earn moksha and bring us down to earth to serve him every night. Pundalik had left his old parents at home and was visiting Kashi to gain moksha and blessing. He had not bothered to entertain the request of his parents to take them along with him to Kashi. Pundalik now understood his mistake and rushed back home and took his parents to Kashi, and on return started looking after them. From then onwards, the care of his parents came before everything else for him. Lord Krishna was moved by the sincere devotion of Pundalik towards parents. He decided to visit Pundalik's home. When Lord Krishna visited Pundalik's home, he was serving food he was bathing them or serving food for them. As the story goes, Pundalik saw the Lord at his door, but his devotion towards his parents was so intense that he wanted to finish off his duties first and then only attend to the Lord. Pundalik had reached such a stage that it did not matter to him whether the guest was a mere mortal or Krishna himself. Pundalik gave Lord Krishna a stone to stand on and asked him to wait until the duty was completed. Lord Krishna was moved by the devotion of Pundalik to his parents and waited for him patiently. Later, when Pundalik came out, he asked the Lord forgiveness for making him wait. Lord Krishna blessed him and asked him to ask for a boon. Pundalik said, "What more can I ask when the Lord comes and waits for me?" When Lord Krishna insisted that he ask a boon, Pundalik asked the Lord should remain on earth and bless and take care of his devotees. Lord Krishna agreed to stay there, and then he came to be known as Vittoba, or the Lord who stands on a brick, on a stone. This form of the Lord Vittoba is Swayambhu, which means that his idol has not been carved or etched, but it came into existence on its own. Rukmani, the chief queen or consort of Lord Krishna, once went with him to sage Durvasa to invite him to Dwaraka. Sage agreed to it on a condition that Lord Krishna and Rukmani will have to pull the chariot carrying sage Durvasa. Lord Krishna and Rukmani happily said yes to do so. While driving the chariot, Rukmani became thirsty. She sought the help of Lord Krishna in order to quench her thirst. Lord Krishna stopped the chariot and made water of holy river Ganga come out and flow by digging with his toe on the ground. Rukmani took a sip without offering Rishi Durvasa. Durvasa, annoyed by her impoliteness, cursed Rukmani that she would be separated from her beloved husband later. Rukmani Devi did penance for 12 years at this spot itself to get rid of the curse, and finally pleased with her sincere prayers of Lord Mahavishnu. And Vishnu came in front of her and the curse got dissolved. Thus, after 12 years of separation, Rukmani and Lord Krishna met and lived together happily. There is a temple in Dwaraka on the place where Rukmani did her penance. The temple walls are decorated with beautiful paintings which depict her pastimes with Lord Krishna. This temple is said to date back to 12th century. There is a beautiful marble deity of Rukmani Devi and Rukmani Devi with Chaturbhujas, 4 hands. This depicts that she is Shri, the wife of Narayana in Vaikunta. Adi Shankara in Pandurangashtakam said, Ajam Rukmanini Prana Sanjeevanam Tam Param Dhama Kaivalyam Ekam Turyam Prasannam Prapannartihan Deva Devam Parabrahmalingam Bhaje Pandurangam. Salutations to Sri Panduranga, who is without birth and who enlivens the life of Devi Rukmani with his laugh, who is the one supreme abode of Kaivalya, the 4th state of Turiya, who is gracious to his devotees, Prasannam Prapanna, and removes the distress of those who seek his refuge. Who is the Deva of Devas, God of gods, Parabrahma Lingam Bhaje Pandurangam, who is the veritable image of Parabrahman as Linga. The Parabrahman as Linga, go back to the talk delivered from India, aligning the Shivalinga in the temple with Parabrahma. Rukmani Devi gets sad when Krishna leaves Dwaraka and proceeds towards Pandharpur to meet Pundalika. In this period of separation, Mother Rukmani, unable to keep herself away from her Lord, comes to Pandharpur and took her place besides Krishna. And to this day, both Lord and Rukmani Devi are ever present in Pandharpur in their deity form, waiting for the devotees to come and take darshan and be blessed. As per the tradition of the Bhakti movement, 4 annual processions to Pandharpur take place every year in the months of Chaitra, March, April, Ashad, June, July, Kartik, October, November, and Magh, January, February of the Hindu calendar. Of the 4, Ashadivari is the most popular amongst the devotees, and lakhs of them participate in the processions. Since the Varkari sect most comprises farmers, they find the timing of Ashadivari more convenient. By the time the processions start, the farmers have already completed sowing their crops and will have little agriculture work for the next few weeks. The Wari starts from Dehu and Alandi on the 8th or 9th day of the Hindu month of Jyeshta. It reaches Pandharpur on the 11th day of Ashad, Ashada Ekadashi, when the procession of devotees culminates at the feet of Lord VITTALA. Brother Ravi composed a song, and couple of starting lines go like this. On this occasion, significance of Ashadha Ekadashi. It goes like this. आषाढ़ी आई है, आषाढ़ी आई है, पंढरपुर के पांडुरंग की याद दिलाई है, पांडुरंग पांडुरंग हरे, पांडुरंग पांडुरंग हरे. Vittala is there in each line in this bhajan. Vittala conveys a very deep, significant lessons to his devotees. He leaves his consort Rukmani and he stood on the brick for his devotee. How each incarnation descends on the earth and goes through all the sufferings like a normal human being. Let's take Swami. He underwent all the changes in his physical being up to the point of disease and death. He need not have undertaken all these things. He walked like us and he existed like us and he undertook this massive, impossible task of building the ashram, building the university, building hospitals and serving manavas, all for us. And he undertook all intense work and physical sufferings for our sake. Like Vittala left his own consort and waited on a brick for his devotee. That signifies what all hardships incarnations take upon themselves for the sake of their devotees. And while waiting, the Lord seems to tell the devotees, do not fear. For those who have surrendered to me, I have reduced the depth of the ocean of the material suffering. See, it is only this deep, up to the waist. And to indicate this, that your suffering is only this much, as if to indicate this, Lord Vittala is keeping his hands on his hips. Bhaktas, what are we prepared to leave internally? What we are prepared to sacrifice in our lives to get the grace of Lord? We need to think of this very deeply. One more deeper thing also he teaches us. When Vittala left Rukmani and came and waited for his devotee, Rukmani comes on her own and joins Vittala. Similarly, when we sacrifice all our wants for a higher cause, for liberation, then upon God realization, we get everything along with it. Brahmavid apnoti param, the knower of Brahman knows all, which is conveyed by the truth that when we have attained Brahman, we enjoy the undiluted bliss of having conquered the entire world. Because for when we attain something, we get little bliss. We attain more thing in the world, we get more bliss. We become emperor of two countries we become much more blissful, and we have conquered the entire creation when we have attained God realization. As the sage from the Ananda Kutir sings, we become Shahenshah of Shahenshahs, Emperor of Emperors. Thus immersed in the glory of Vittala, we wait for the Janmashtami celebrations, the festival of birth of Sri Krishna, who again incarnated as Vittala. Let this entire talk on this bhajan fill our hearts with love and bliss when we sit in the Janmashtami bhajan, wherever we are in Muscat or elsewhere, whether at temple or at home, whether as a singer or as a participant. And let us immerse in our love for Krishna so much so that the entire creation, the center, the temple, the home, the earth, the world, everything is transcended. And like Meera merged with Krishna in the temple in Dwaraka, let us merge totally, wholly in our love for Krishna on this Janmashtami day and for many days thereafter. To such an extent that neither Bhakta is there nor Bhagavan is there, but the Bhakti Rasa is there in its wholeness. Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Sai Ram.